Hey everybody, welcome to another video. We are going to feature the Dempsey Cichlid, one of my all-time favorites. I just recently got this one at 6 to 7 inches, and it is a beaut. It did just go hiding, but it'll come back. Here it is. Definitely a gorgeous fish, readily available. This one I did pick up from someone that had already grown it out, and I was actually able to get it for free, which was very lucky. A large fish like this would typically be fairly expensive, but I have bought them before. Petco, PetSmart. They're $5-10. They're cheap fish, but they are one of the most beautiful fish. And they they vary. That's the thing with cichlids is they'll have an MO. Jack Dempsey is considered a fairly aggressive cichlid, but within each variety, you're going to have individuals, meaning you might have something like this blood parrot, which is considered pretty docile for cichlids, but you might get one that is the most aggressive fish in your tank just because of its personality. Same with Jack Dempsey. So it's more about what's the usual. It's not every time. But typically they are fairly aggressive. In this tank, since I've introduced this Jack Dempsey, which is by length the largest fish in here, it did try to jock for tank boss. You can see this blood parrot, which again typically is not considered a more aggressive fish by most, is showing its dominance over that Jack Dempsey. And that's a perfect example. And that's just mostly because this blood parrot has been in this tank. It's one of the oldest fish I have. And so it really feels comfortable and confident in this fish tank. For the longest time, this blood parrot was the largest fish I had. And so a lot of these fish have caught up now, and the hierarchy will continue to change. But yeah, they max out about 8 inches, so this guy is almost fully grown. And they're pretty dang hardy and easy to take care of, like a lot of South American cichlids. They're not fussy with food. I do feed a mix because I do believe in diversity of food for health. So I feed regular cichlid pellets. I feed some predator sticks, some krill, some bloodworms, and they're definitely a carnivore, and they're definitely a predator. So that is something to consider. They'll eat anything that fits in their mouth. I do have some small cichlids that if I didn't feed them well, like this electric blue Jack Dempsey, for example, this electric blue could easily be food for that larger Jack Dempsey. If I do feed my fish really well, and so I feel pretty comfortable, given all the hiding spots and whatnot, that this larger Jack Dempsey isn't gonna be interested. So, but yeah, they're a great addition to a community cichlid tank, I believe. They vary again, but I've found that most of them hide quite a bit. This one is a bit more, so far, I've noticed it's been a bit more outgoing, which is great because obviously if you can't see your fish if it's hiding all the time, you don't get to enjoy it. And this fish, is one of the most beautiful fish I've ever seen in person. It's speckles. It's similar to the Starry Night, which is considered one of the most beautiful fish, but it has some greens and blues that are, in my opinion, in some ways even more beautiful. So yeah, they're a great addition to a community tank like this. A lot of people will bat an eye at the way I'm doing this. A lot of people say you should not mix African cichlids with South American cichlids, and as these fish get larger, that's when you have the issues. And you can get lucky sometimes when you grow them out together, like I am. But I do have a couple of fish, and what's really the only fish I'm really truly worried about is this jaguar cichlid. Right, this jaguar will get at least 12, if not double that, 24 inches. Usually max out between 14 to 18 inches in captivity, or in a pond they might reach that full 24. But everyone else, they're going to max out between 8, 10, and a couple of 12 inches, and this tank can hold it. It's a 120, so I'm not worried about that. But yeah, this fish is almost full grown. It maybe needs to grow another inch. And, you know, from there, everyone else will get about that size, or just a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. So it should fit in fine in terms of the community here. And yeah, like I said, they're very hardy. Don't need much. No special water parameters. No special food. You know, they really just are a hardy, beautiful fish. They're readily available, cheap. You know, I really recommend them. You know, one of my favorites for sure. Let me know if you have any more questions or want any more information about them. Yeah, here's the Jack Dempsey. One of the all-time most beautiful fish in my opinion. All right. Well, thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it.